And before I begin, I just want to say thank you to Shore and the whole team that made this possible today for having us at the 9th annual Earth Day conference. I'm very happy to be here with you all today. And I want to see a show of hands. How many people here have heard or know of BDC? Okay. So I'm basically preaching to the choir here, I guess, right? It's okay. So first, I'll tell you about BDC and what makes us the bank for Canadian entrepreneurs. And then secondly, I'll walk you through our offerings, all right? So at BDC, our purpose is to empower a nation of dreamers and doers to build a better tomorrow. We work with small and medium-sized enterprises, so companies with less than 500 employees. And we have 95,000 businesses as clients across Canada in all industries and at all different stages of growth. We do have an extensive network of trusted advisors across the country who talk to business owners like you every day. And of course, they provide them with great insights and feedback on the challenges and opportunities that you may face. So what makes BDC different? Well, the first thing that we always want to say or make ourselves different is that we are a patient and flexible lender. We offer entrepreneurs longer repayment periods. Repayment schedules are usually matched to your cash flow cycle, so that helps with your with cash flow management. We do have a higher risk tolerance and terms and conditions that don't change without due cause. And of course, we're committed to sustainability. We help Canada and its entrepreneurs create a prosperous, inclusive, green economy. We're committed to empowering business owners of today to build a prosperous future for generations to come. And as such, we are aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and support the objectives of the Paris Agreement for a cleaner and more sustainable future by 2050. So when we recently did a survey with some of our advisory clients, we found that 9 out of 10 of our advisory clients said that we had a positive impact on their business. They're pleased with our ability to provide them with critical insight and advice, which helps them develop a greater capacity for growth, profitability, and innovation, and sharpens their competitive edge. We also step in when the going gets tough. We like to think of ourselves as shock absorbers for entrepreneurs. We did this during the financial crisis in 2008, 2009. We did it when the oil prices collapsed in 2016. And of course, most recently, we've done that during the COVID-19 pandemic. So our support for entrepreneurs takes 3 distinct forms. We have financing, advisory services, as well as capital. So on the financing front, we provide flexible, tailored financing options for every stage of growth. For advisory services, we have trusted experts and advisors who work with you as partners in your growth. And on the capital side, we offer specialized investment solutions. Solutions like growth and transition capital, which is geared to high potential companies looking to accelerate their growth. We're also the most active venture capital investor in Canada. And of course, we recognize the importance of creating a more inclusive and greener economy. And as a result, we're investing in growth acceleration for all tech entrepreneurs. So this is shown just last year in November, we launched our $400 million Climate Tech Fund 2, which is a renewed commitment to play a leadership role in creating world-class Canadian clean tech companies. This is actually our second envelope for this fund, which brings committed investments in the clean tech, climate tech sector to $1 billion. And then in September 2022, we launched our $500 million Thrive Venture Fund and Lab for Women. So building on the success or the previous success of BDC Capital's Women in Tech Venture Fund, which was launched originally in 2017, Thrive is actually the largest investment platform of its kind in the world, supporting Canadian women-led businesses so that they can grow and have a lasting impact on the economy. And probably some of you have already heard that earlier this week, we launched a new $150 million sustainability venture fund to further enable the transition to a net zero economy. Now, in terms of financing, BDC offers, entrepreneurs access to working capital so that you could do things like buy machinery, renovate your facilities, finance key growth projects, invest in technology, or even purchase commercial real estate. So on the financing side, a lot of times people ask what's the difference between non-dilutive financing versus equity. So a lot of times I would say, non-dilutive financing is not for everyone. It depends where you're at in terms of your company. If you're pre-revenue, then equity makes more sense. But if you already have a product market fit, you're generating revenue, you're cash flowing, then maybe non-dilutive financing makes a little bit more sense, because in the long run, debt financing is less costly than equity because you're not giving away, any equity in your company. And of course, you get to retain control of your company as well. At BDC, we're also patient and flexible lenders. So we're non-demand lenders. So let's say even if the economy, for whatever reason, were to tank, or if your industry were to have setbacks, we wouldn't go back on our word on the term loan that we provide you. So we're in it with you in the long run. We also have interest-only periods upfront or during amortization. So a lot of times when I'm talking with clients or prospects, they find this very useful, because when you first start off, like your business, your number one thing that you look for is how's your cash flow. So usually on average, we provide for the first 6 to 12 months of a loan, we would provide, interest-only payments, so that it helps you kind of get your cash flow in a better position, offering you 6 to 12 months. We also have flexible prepayment options. On average, we provide a 25% prepayment option. So every 12 months, you can pay off 25% of your loan without any prepayment indemnity. We don't take personal assets to support a guarantee. And of course, we offer complimentary financing to the chartered banks, as well as EDC, which is our sister crown corporation, the Export Development Bank of Canada. So here are just a few things that we look for. So on the must-have, there's eligibility. So as a crown corp, there are certain industries that we just don't touch. We don't touch crypto, and we don't touch marijuana. But that's not to say that, let's say, if you were a company that provides software specifically for the marijuana industry, that's definitely something that we could still work on. It's just that we can't deal with companies that deal with the product physically or resell it. We also have to see revenue. As I mentioned earlier, if you're pre-revenue, non-dilutive financing probably doesn't make too much sense in your situation, because at the end, we need to be able to see that you can service the debt. So usually when you're generating revenue, it means you've already found a product market fit and you've had proven technology. And usually we'd like to see, that you can cash flow in the next 12 to 18 months. Some nice to haves would be having historical cash flows. In my portfolio, a lot of the times we deal with a lot of SaaS companies. SaaS companies having, usually monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue, which helps. We also take a look at the founders, such as their credit score, as well as their relevant experience, if they've been in tech before, or if they are serial entrepreneurs, or whether they've attended, let's say, graduated from an accelerator or incubator program. And of course, it's always beneficial to have, VC backing or angel investors, or other accesses to other types of cash, such as a line of credit from another bank, or perhaps IRAP or SHRED. We also offer advisory services. So why does BDC offer advisory services? And actually, not a lot of people know that BDC offers advisory services. So advisory services, if you are, let's say, a small to medium-sized enterprise company, it's unlikely that you're going to knock on the doors of, let's say, McKinsey or even Deloitte, for example, right? And that's where BDC found that there was sort of a gap in between advisory services for SMEs. And that's really where BDC came in. So we offer advisory services in areas such as strategic planning, financial management, organizational design, as well as HR management. Now, on our website, I'm not sure if anyone here has ever gone on BDC's website, but there's actually a lot of free content on there. There's a lot of great articles, there's great videos and tools for you as entrepreneurs to actually, help you expand your business. So, even if you're not interested in what BDC has to offer in terms of advisory services, loans, or capital, I would highly recommend going to the website and just take a peek and take a look at if there's anything that interests you that might be able to help with your business. Now, here are some of the things that we don't do. And I've been to a few conferences where, people have come to BDC to our booth and they've asked, do you guys offer checking accounts or savings accounts or credit cards, right? That is something we just don't do. That's more of a chartered bank thing like CIBC, RBC. We also don't provide guaranteed investment certificates. We don't provide grants. We don't provide term deposits, lines of credit, or non-commercial or residential loans. So we're purely a commercial bank for Canadian entrepreneurs. Now, how many people here own their own business or are an entrepreneur? Okay, awesome. So I think this slide might be most beneficial for you guys. So the Canada Digital Adoption Program, which is by the Government of Canada, basically helps small and medium-sized enterprises or SMEs to adopt digital technologies to increase their competitiveness. So eligible businesses will receive a grant to build their digital plan, followed by a 0% loan of up to $100,000 to implement that plan. So what does it cover? It covers things such as acquiring IT equipment, training staff on onboarded technologies, or updating or expanding your IT equipment. So from my experience, a lot of the times I find that clients would come to us and ask about CDAP, and they would come to us and, for example, they might say, look, we want to update our CRM system. Like, let's say they want to update it to Salesforce, for example. This would be a perfect opportunity for you to do that, as well as getting a 0% interest-free loan that ranges from $50,000 to $100,000. And I think this is really beneficial, obviously, in a high interest rate environment. 0% interest rates are kind of unheard of. So that's it. I just want to thank everyone for coming today. And please don't be shy to approach me after this conference. You can also contact us via LinkedIn or email or add me on LinkedIn. So thank you so much.